Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old vigilante.
Kyle Rittenhouse, a vigilante.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the armed teenage vigilante.
A 17-year-old vigilante.
I don't know enough to know whether that 17-year-old kid exactly what he did, but allegedly he's part of a militia coming out of the state of Illinois. Have you ever heard this president say one negative thing about white supremacists?
That was an interesting situation. You saw the same tape as I saw, and he was trying to get away from them, I guess, it looks like, and he fell, and then they very violently attacked him.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
I want that, I need that's real, homie. I can't believe that.
Hello there and welcome to today's episode. I'm your host, Tweeps, and I just wanted to check in with you guys a little bit earlier than usual so I can offer you my 2 cents worth on what I thought about the Kyle Rittenhouse case that concluded recently. Before we get into that, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. I'm really looking forward to what you have to say about what I'll be sharing with you. So do leave me a comment, good or bad. I really like to engage with you. I make sure to always respond as promptly as possible. And if you would like to be part of my weekly or monthly supporters, go ahead and follow the instructions that I will leave in the description box of this video. So right on to the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Let's get it. Yes, it's a triumph for truth over telltales.
But we need to punish people that think that they can cross state lines, have an AR-15, and shoot people.
A certainty that sanity and sobriety are still the hallmarks of Western civilization.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
The mainstream media has been put on trial the entire course of the Kyle Rittenhouse case proceedings.
Some view him as milking to try to get those tears going.
And the final ruling to acquit Kyle Rittenhouse of all charges is, by contrast, the liberal media sentencing.
Two Americas are hearing two entirely different stories about this case, and neither of them is the full view that jury got over the days and weeks of that trial.
They've been found guilty of what is referred to as journalistic malfeasance. In layman's,
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people.
throughout how they chose to cover the proceedings, the knack to leave out the defense's arguments deprived their audiences of a balanced overview of the case.
He shot and killed 2 men and injured a third during a night of unrest in Wisconsin after the police shooting of Jacob Blake.
Hence the immediate shock with which the acquittal has come to most of them.
He felt almost like a vigilante. You know, the fact that he showed up, he was a cadet. If you look at his social media, he has a lot of like Blue Lives Matter and, you know, a lot of, you know, police support.
In brief, the prosecutor's own witnesses cleared Kyle.
That's a photo of you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. That's Mr. Rittenhouse?
Correct.
And I'm still lost on how that was unforeseen during witness prep.
You'd agree your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
So this is far from the judicial system defending white supremacy.
Based on these facts, this was a difficult case to win.
It was based on the law and the facts were not on the government's side.
Yeah, listen, I agree with that. To say it's not racial or racist, look, I'm not, race is a part of this case. That is undeniable.
And the video evidence corroborated the defense's argument. Rather, it was an unprepared prosecutor who took on an unwinnable case hastily. Or even worse, a political ploy to stoke tensions that could lead to nationwide protests similar to what we saw last year. I don't know. Meanwhile, CNN and MSNBC had their audiences believing that Kyle was guilty, proven or not, because only minorities are innocent until proven guilty these days. Surprisingly, white liberals co-sign it.
Race is a part of this case. That is undeniable. And I mean, it may, for people to say it's not part of this case, that may make some liberals feel, give them some comfort, right? Right, especially white liberals, but it is.
Thankfully, the judge and the jury ruled according to law, not the rule of the mob. I think perhaps not anticipated by activists in the Biden-Harris era.
And I think that many of us that do protest, as you say, I hear National Action Network, are concerned. Do you send a signal now that people can come into a protest and exacerbate a situation or get involved in a situation and kill people and say, I was just defending myself? That's very frightening.
But reality is holding up a mirror to us today. It's social justice that is broken, not the judicial system.
You saw the same tape as I saw, and he was trying to get away from them, I guess, it looks like, and he fell, and then they very violently attacked him. And it was something that we're looking at right now, and it's under investigation.
It's always difficult to be wrong, especially in the full glare of the public.
I don't know enough to know whether that 17-year-old kid, exactly what he did. But allegedly, he's part of a militia coming out of the state of Illinois.
But let's take a leaf out of Biden's playbook. He had earlier labeled the 17-year-old a white supremacist.
These guys don't use a dog whistle, they use a bullhorn.
But he opined on the outcome of the case, saying,
I stand by what the jury has concluded. The jury system works and we have to abide by it.
So the White House clearly felt that they needed the president to at least echo some of the anxieties in the community and in the country about that, which the president himself did not do at that time. It really is about his predecessor having been someone who would stoke some of these things. They want him to take a different position.
Mr. President, if I could say one thing to you, I would urge you to go back and watch the trial and understand the facts before you make a statement.
Now, I'm not American, so I really don't have any skin in the game. What I have here is just but an opinion, possibly not conclusive enough, and couldn't address all the nuances that come into play with such a high-stakes case. You're best placed to tell me what you think went on or what you think went wrong, and how you feel it's taking a toll on you as a person or on your democracy as the US. It would give people like me the privilege of gaining a better understanding of what is going on. I look forward to reading your comments, and if you enjoyed the video, to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.